what it is. Welcome back to the channel, or Instagram or Facebook or wherever you watch this garbage. Anyway, I was going to do a little video today because I haven't done one on the Bronco. So for you guys that are following my little Bronco cheapskate story, I got Bronco cheapskate up and running, which that's him sitting down there behind that Pontiac Torrent. So let's go check it out. Now, if you remember going back quite a few videos ago, back in the summer, I was talking about building this thing on the cheap as I could build it. Now, that's not counting any labor. It's just what I have in parts. As it is right now, how the truck sits, the truck is running and driving. The truck is 100% get in and go down the road. As the truck sits, $2,000. That's what I have in it. That's buying the truck, doing all the work. The only thing I did not do, and it was just easier and faster and cheaper, was I paid glass shop down the street to put a windshield in it. Simply because I work during the daytime for a car lot and we use them on the regular. So I was afraid that there might have been a leak because I've always had water on the inside of the windshield. Turns out it's not, it's something else. So I asked him to cut it out. We'll make sure that the frame wasn't rot or anything, which it wasn't. So that's why I used them instead of myself, and they could do it faster. So as it sits right now, we're at $2,000. So the breakdown on what has been done to the truck as of right now. When I purchased this truck last year, it had sat in a guy's front yard for about 7 years is what he told me. Got it here, 4 flat tires, unloaded it off of the rollback, and put a battery in it, sprayed some ether in it. It actually started right up. Of course, it died when it ran out of fuel. Dropped the tank, found the top of the tank was rotted out, got the sending unit out, it was all junk. Purchased the tank, purchased the sending unit, and a fuel pump, put it all together, put it in, truck ran. Great. Then the truck, I decided I was going to put a 2-inch lift on it. That's when I got into it, and that's when I started doing a little YouTube thing. And of course, all summer long, I'd pick out of here, then I wouldn't touch it for months, then I'd pick at it. So let's fast forward to now. As of right now, we have all new brake lines from front to rear, deleted the ABS, so the truck has no more ABS. All 4 ball joints, all the U-joints, radius arm bushings, pivot arm bushings, and the front spring towers where the springs and the shocks meet. If you go back a couple videos, you'll see where I talked about replacing those. I did have a couple guys on some forums I'm on talk about why it doesn't have quad shocks. Well, the reason was, again, it goes back to this truck was being put together on the cheap. Both those towers came out of a truck I cut up. So they're both Ford towers. They just came out of a 2-wheel drive truck, which is a single shock, which they're the same, they'll work. I'm cutting up a 90, I think it's a 95 or 96 F350. I think I want to rob the front shock mounts out of that and make something for this so I can put a quad shock back in it. The 2-inch rough country lift did not even come with quad shocks, so I still would have to buy them anyway. Rear drums, wheel cylinders, shoes, all brand new on the back. The hoses. Calipers came off the truck I cut up because they looked like they were new or newer. They weren't as rusty as the rest of the truck was. So I utilized the calipers and the shock mounts off the truck I cut up this last year. The truck does have a little bit of a squat, which I'm not that crazy about. Might be a little hard to see in the video, but it does sit down a little bit back in the rear. Now, this is the 2-inch rough country lift that they sell Broncos and F-150s. I'm not quite sure why it does that, but it does. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do an add-a-leaf or if I'm going to flip the rear shackle. I may flip the rear shackle. I've done it before, and I can't remember if it's going to. I don't want it to be sitting higher in the rear. So I got to think about what I want to do there yet. So we'll see. I'm going to run a set of 33 1250 15s that I'm going to get off Amazon. They're a Mud Claw something. I forget what the name of them was, but they come out to be like $5.80 or something for 4 of them with free shipping. I'm going to try them. Again, the whole idea was to keep this truck as cheap as possible. Why not a set of cheap tires? Hell, they work good, they work good. They work like shit, they work like shit. I put them on Marketplace, sell them, buy something else. I'm going to put them on the stock wheels and run them on there. Now, that little bracket you see under the door, that's part of the original fiberglass factory running boards, which I took off. I got to finish cut that off. I did install a aluminum rear diff cover because the sheet metal cover had a lot of rust on it, and I wanted to pull the cover. The tag, I couldn't tell if the thing had if it had a posi rear or not. It does not. I thought it would have, but it doesn't. It's just an open 350s open rear. So down the road we are going to install some kind of locker or posi unit in the rear of this thing. I may have one out back actually already. I don't know. I got about 7 or 8 rears out of pickups and Broncos out back. I got to dig through. But the little tag was so rotten I couldn't read it. So I pulled the cover. I do have a set of patch panels, which I'm going to put in down the road. We'll probably do them in the spring after we get it tagged up. In my state, if it has any kind of a little hole, such as this truck here is my daily driver, that little bit of rust right there actually fails DMV. I just put a piece of aluminum tape on it and they pass it. And as soon as I get home, I tear it off because I think the aluminum tape looks worse than the rust hole. But I daily drive that truck every day. Meanwhile, there's a brand new truck sitting in the garage. But, so Bronco Cheapskate, he's up and running, he's driving. He doesn't look bad, other than that patch that's pop riveted on there. That's why I'm gonna install a set of, I thought about buying a set of flares and putting flares on it to cover it up. But honestly, I don't like them. And I'm going to wheel this thing, and I might get in the woods or something. And I don't want to spend $200 and some and end up just busting them off anyway. So I'm just going to, I bought a patch panel. I'm just going to weld them in and just blend the paint the best that I can and just live with it. This truck is a wheeler and a driver. I mean, how you see it is how I bought it. I have done absolutely nothing to it inside. This thing even has keyless entry that works. The only thing that doesn't work in this truck is the radio. The factory radio is about as worthless as anything. It sucks. But it's a shame that it's sat. It's a little scaly underneath. It's a shame the guy let it sit, but it is what it is. On the East Coast, we can't have nothing nice. Everything's got rust. It's just what it is. So I'm going to get back to what pays the bills around here. Like broken down GMs. And there's the car we went after last weekend. Sexy. We're going to do some more videos on the 58 Bird. But, and just in case anybody asks, yes, that's my 53. Yes, that's a running, driving, tag truck. So look, I'm going to get at it. Try to make some money to keep the lights on. Y'all keep it real. Y'all have a good one. I'm out.